video, we're going to go over a balance drill. So we're going to specifically be in a tandem stance. So that means heel to toe. Tandem stance is kind of like the middle of the road progression to standing on one leg. So this is really important for this drill because we are going to be using banded resistance. This band is going to try to rotate our body. It's going to try to take us and get us off balance, because what we're going to be doing is different movements with the band as it's pulling from the side. And this is a transverse plane. Transverse plane is really important to control because our body doesn't just move like a robot in just the front to back plane and the side to side plane. We also have a rotational plane that we participate in every day with running, walking, with reaching for an item, things of that sort. So that's why this is important. We don't want to neglect this plane of motion, but we're going to be working on it isometrically, and then maybe we're going to work on it a little bit dynamically in this exercise. So my head's going to probably get cut off. That's okay. It's just how the camera angle works. I'm choosing a red resistance band. Just use a band that you know you'll be successful with and that's challenging enough for you but not too difficult. And so the anchor is going to be off to the side. So let's say, for instance, we're going to be working on our right leg for balance. The anchor point is going to be on the left-hand side. So since we're going to be heel to toe and not just standing on one leg, the leg that you're working on is always going to be the back leg. So right leg is back, left foot comes in front. You pull the resistance band towards in the midline of your body. You don't want it to rotate you, so your core needs to be activated. I already feel my ankle working to keep balance as soon as I pull this band. So that is perfectly normal. Just make sure you're standing tall, core is braced. And then from here, you can kind of, maybe do your first set with your hands close to your body. That is the easiest variation. Closer it is to the center of the mass, the easier and the more advantage you have of your body with more control. And then from there, you can progress to having the resistance further away from your body. Again, you can hold it here for a set, or you can make it dynamic in nature. So you come towards your chest, and then you push back out. Try to couple your breathing with this. So breathe out as you push forward. Breathe in as you come back towards the center of your body. Again, you can choose to hold it in each if you want, halfway close to you, furthest away from you, or again, you can make it dynamic in a slow tempo. And then from there, progression. So this is one way of doing it. The next is to rotate to the right and then come back to the center. Again, the closer your arms are to you, the easier the variation is. Somewhere halfway between fully arms extended and fully bent is the second progression. Last will be arms extended out in front of you, using your core to rotate as you maintain balance. So make sure to move your torso and your arms as a unit. So you don't want this to be an arm exercise where you're just cranking from the shoulder. You want the chest to follow with your arms. And honestly, the harder version as well is to allow your head to move with your upper body. If you were to fixate it forward, that's easier. You have something to focus on. It's kind of hacking your balance to where you're using your vision to take over the other two systems that we use for balance. But again, if you turn your head and allow your eyes to go with you, woo! It gets harder. It's an inner ear thing, it's a visual thing. There's a lot going on more than just standing in place and rotating and trying to resist the rotation. There's, again, a lot more nuances to this, but if you don't really care for the nerdy part of it, just do the variations I am requesting of you. Do your best, choose the easier version and progress over time. So max out the prescribed amount of, I'm going to say like about 30 seconds of each variation. So close to your chest, somewhere in the middle, further away. So max out to see if you got really good balance with it close to you. If it's too easy, again, try to find moderate. If that's still too easy, go further away from your body. And then if that's still too easy, reset to close to your chest with the rotation, midway, rotation, arms fully extended, rotation. Don't, jump too quickly, because again, form is always king. It's always the most important, whether it's you're throwing around 500 pounds or if you're trying to maintain balance with a resistance band. Form matters. Don't get to the point where you think you have the right progression, but you find yourself still catching your balance. Find the one where it's really hard to maintain balance, but you stay balanced. If you're still having difficulty, let me know. We can talk about a different regression. It does not mean, you're any less of a person. It just means we need to find where you are, meet you there, and then progressively work you up to the very goal of this exercise, which is that rotation with the arms fully extended and your eyes are tracking with your hands.